Alrighty. Good evening to all pro wrestling fans from all around the world of all shapes and sizes. Welcome to this live edition Pro Wrestling Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. The weekend has arrived, the last full weekend of the month of April. It is now currently Saturday, April 26th of 2025. Got quite a bit to talk about in this live stream. I felt like it was appropriate to go live with this because it's quite a good bit to talk about here. So let's do this. So I'm gonna start off because I didn't really get to talk about it much in a previous video. I wanted to dive in and just give a little bit more of my thoughts on WWE acquiring AAA. I want to talk about that. I want to also give my thoughts on the recent announcement from Risa Sera, which I'll go into. Suzuki has formed a new stable, her own faction. I want to talk about that as well as I lead into the main event of my preview of Stardom All-Star Grand Queendom 2025. We're a day away from this big, humongous event for World Wonder Ring Stardom. So There's quite a lot to go over. There's 11 matches. 11 matches for that show. So it's quite a lot to go over. But let's get started with WWE. Gus, welcome back. You mean the future NXT Mexico? I mean, there have been rumors about that. We'll have to wait and see. But looking at the article on WWE.com, WWE announces acquisition of leading Mexican lucha libre promotion AAA. And I'm gonna just read through this, which this was revealed during WrestleMania 41. It says WWE, part of TKO Group Holdings, has announced its acquisition of leading Mexican lucha libre promotion AAA in partnership with Mexico-based sports and entertainment holding company Philip. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, I do apologize. The announcement was made in Las Vegas during WrestleMania 41 Saturday Countdown show with WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque, Phillips chairman Alberto Faja, and AAA's Maricela Pena and Dorian Rodon Pena, alongside talent including WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio and well-known high flyer El Hijo del Vikingo. Additionally, Worlds Collide was announced to take place at the Kia Forum in Los Angeles on Saturday, June 7th at 12 p.m. Pacific, featuring WWE superstars alongside the stars of AAA. And for those that aren't that familiar with AAA, they gave a little bit of information on this. It says AAA was founded in 1992 by Antonio Pena and has been a family-operated business for more than 30 years, with some of the greatest talent in lucha libre history, including Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, and Penta, calling AAA home throughout their careers. The Pena family will continue to be involved in the next chapter of the AAA business alongside WWE and Philip. Glenn says, I wonder what happens to AAA Mania or Triple Mania now. I mean, I think those events are still going to happen. I can't really imagine for them to just cease all officially scheduled events like that. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure people paid tickets for these events. I would be shocked for them to just shut that down. I don't think they're going to just shut those events down, especially if they've already been scheduled and tickets have already become available for those shows. You know what I mean? So maybe some of the future ones, I don't know, but I would be shocked for them to just cancel AAA Mania. I don't think that's gonna happen. Let's see. Continuing on, this was a quote from Triple H. It says AAA has a rich cultural heritage with some of the most passionate fans in the world, and it's an honor to work with the Pena family to embark on this journey," said Levesque. By bringing together WWE's global capabilities and AAA's amazing tradition, we look forward to an exciting future filled with new opportunities. This was from Philip co-founder and co-CEO Hugo Lopez Velarde. He says, "We look forward to partnering with WWE and TKO on this venture to secure the future of AAA for fans and to help take this business to the next level." And this next quote was from AAA General Manager Dorian Roldan Pena. He says, "AAA has been a family-operated promotion for over 3 decades, and our trust could not be better placed than with one of the biggest sports entertainment businesses in the world." And it says, "The transaction is subject to the satisfaction of customary closing conditions and is expected to close the deal in Q3 of this year, 2025. Interesting. Gus says, "And what happens with Alberto El Patron? He's their world champion." I mean, I don't know what to really expect. I mean, I guess I would say that they would inherit that. You know? John Elite, welcome to the stream. "I hope AAA is not going to get turned into NXT Mexico." Well, like I said, it's only been a rumor. It's only a rumor so far. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. Definitely I didn't see this coming. Then again, I mean, I can't say that I've really kept up a whole lot with AAA or with CMLL, so I can't say a whole lot. But I've heard quite many different things about AAA, some good and some bad. So, I mean, I know there was the whole situation that had to deal with Stephanie Vaquer and one of the wrestlers from AAA, which, scary. It's really, really scary. Glenn says, "Sure, AAA guy. Trust the WWE as they did so well keeping WCW and ECW alive." I mean, not every scenario is going to be the same, though. I mean, word was they weren't doing too well, and this could potentially be a similar situation to, with ROH, especially with what they dealt with from the pandemic. You know what I mean? Because let's not forget, the pandemic affected a lot of companies, so. Not sure if they had really been able to bounce back in a big way post-pandemic. But, like I said, you never know. You never know. I mean, they dealt with lawsuits. And just, it was difficult. It was really difficult. Like, apparently... Factory Made Ventures filed a lawsuit against AAA, claiming to have exclusive rights to distribute AAA events and merchandise outside of Mexico. Interesting. And that was December 2020. But, I mean, I hope it ends up working out. I really do. I mean, acquisitions can be good, can be bad. It just really depends. Like I said, not every scenario is the same. You know, I'm not going to jump to any conclusions on whether this is good or bad. It it just happened. It just happened. It's only a couple of days old. So, you know, they got an event schedule with Worlds Collide. So I mean, and like I said, the sale, the official sale closes in on Q3 of this year. So anything can happen between now and then, but it still has to get finalized. So that's the thing. I mean, it at first started off as a partnership and now an acquisition. So it has to make you wonder, why all of a sudden did it become an acquisition after it was originally supposed to be a partnership? But like I said, I can understand, you know, fans' frustrations and, you know, things like that. Glenn says, I'm really hoping we don't learn that they buy New Japan and Stardom. Okay, let's not get carried away. Let's not get carried away. That's a little extreme, Glenn. Let's not. You're thinking panic mode now, and I don't think it's at that point. I really don't. I don't think it's at that point. Because in all honesty, I mean, with the kind of talent they've gotten, especially from the women's division, I really can't see them purchasing Stardom. Purchasing Stardom? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. I would remind everyone what happened to Stampede Wrestling. Isn't Stampede Wrestling a much smaller promotion, though? Like, isn't that a much smaller promotion? Not saying that I know a whole lot about it, but it was I believe it's a Canadian promotion. It's a Canadian promotion. Well, Glenn, I can see them buying Noah or DDT or Marigold. Okay, why are y'all getting carried away with that? Why are y'all getting carried away? All because so they acquire AAA and now all of a sudden y'all are thinking this? Come on, y'all need to stop panicking. Y'all need to stop panicking. Why are y'all panicking? See, why are y'all panicking? See, y'all speaking stuff, unnecessary stuff into existence. Why are y'all panicking? Gus, Glenn, why are y'all panicking? Why are y'all panicking? Y'all disappoint me. Y'all disappoint me. Come on now. I don't know why y'all are panicking. I mean, we haven't even. This is still very much fresh. Still very fresh, y'all. Don't know why y'all are panicking. But I mean, if anything, hope it works out well for them. I mean, I don't know what to expect. Glenn says, part of the rumor is that WWE is going worldwide. Start with Mexico, then Japan. But that doesn't necessarily mean that doing that involves buying up promotions, though. That's not necessarily what that's going to lead to. Gus says, our issue is we don't want WWE being the only game in town again. But that's not the case, though. What do you mean? That's not the case. That's not the case, though. That's not even the case. I mean, are they one of the big heavy hitters that has, like, you know, a big platform? Sure, absolutely. But they're not the only game in town. Come on now. As long indie wrestling is still a thing, they will not be the only game in town. I can tell you that right now. Come on now. Where's y'all's faith? Why are y'all panicking? Come on now. Come on now. I just got back from Vegas and I went to a whole bunch of awesome shows, not WrestleMania. Why are we panicking? Why are we panicking? Come on now. WWE acquires AAA. Everybody's nervous now. Like, what the heck? What the heck? Why are y'all nervous? Don't be nervous. Ain't nothing really taking shape yet. Ain't nothing even taking shape yet. I'm just saying. But we'll see what happens. AAA's on board. Staff's on board. WWE's on board. We'll see what happens. I wonder how Conan feels, but we'll see what happens. Like I said, this is still very, very early, and it hasn't been finalized. You know, because they have to make the official deal, or close in on the deal, on the actual acquisition. I was trying to see if there was anywhere that lists how much they would cost, but it doesn't say anywhere. Gus says, as long as AEW is around, that gives me some solace. I mean, AEW's around, NWA, TNA, like, there's still other promotions around, like what the heck? Like, Gus, come on now. Come on now. Y'all, we can't panic. That's why it's up to y'all, it's up to us to support indie wrestling. Gotta support indie wrestling. It's up to us to do that. Yeah. Yeah, John Elite, New Japan, yeah. Isn't Worlds Collide the same day as Money in the Bank? Yeah, I believe so, but who the heck cares about Money in the Bank? I won't be watching Money in the Bank. Screw Money in the Bank. Bump Money in the Bank. Shoot, I'm more interested in investing in Worlds Collide. Screw Money in the Bank. shoot, not my PLE, that's for sure. Yeah, bump Money in the Bank. But yes, they're both on the same day. Kia Forum, Inglewood, California, June 7th. Be interesting to see what kind of card. Gus says, I mean, these WWE pay-per-views, you need to take out a second mortgage to watch them live. Yeah, you ain't lying there. Especially when it comes to like WrestleMania. Oh, you ain't lying there. Glenn says, say what you will about Money in the Bank. A lot of people love it or they wouldn't have it every year. And that's fine. But you can't tell me that it's not the cheapest way to put a title on somebody. Let's be fair. You can't tell me that's not the cheapest way to put a title on somebody. Plain and simple as that. All that event does is just determine who's going to end up with the briefcase and who's going to do the cheap cash in. That's really all that it comes down to. And yeah, there may be other matches and whatnot. There may be other matches, but still, doesn't take away from the premise of Money in the Bank. Is Raw and SmackDown going to be involved at Worlds Collide? I think it's just NXT and AAA. Because Worlds Collide in the past has usually been NXT. For the most part. I mean, I think there have been times where it's involved 205 Live when it was still a thing, but, you know, I think there's only been like once or twice that it involved the main roster, but I think ever since afterwards it's been mainly NXT 205 Live. Let's see. But yeah, WWE acquires Lucha Libre AAA. Hope it goes well. Hope it goes well. John Elite says Money in the Bank's basically like cutting a line. I mean, so to speak. Yeah. I know what you mean. You know, you could say that. Yeah, you could say that. Okay. Now that I got that out of the way. Next up, there's an announcement that happened that really shocked the mess out of me. I did not see this one coming at all. John Elite says, I remember Worlds Collide used to be NXT versus NXT UK when NXT UK was still a thing. Yeah, they were involved as well. But an announcement that really shocked the mess out of me. I honestly did not expect this. Risa Sera, the main woman behind Prominence, has announced after her brutal one-on-one death match with the legendary Jun Kasai, which Jun Kasai won. She got on the mic after the show, which was a Prominence show, which I got a chance to meet Risa Sera at Prominence. As a matter of fact, Risa Sera was really, really nice to meet and, you know, carried on a little bit of a conversation with. But, you know, check it out. But yeah, that was the day before, that was my last full day in Japan before I left the next day to come back to the U.S. But yeah, got a chance to meet Risa Sera. I also got her autograph, a picture with her, and I bought one of her shirts. But yeah, Risa Sera was really nice. And I'm just glad that I got a chance to meet her. She was really, really cool. Risa Sera announced after that match with Jun Kasai that she will be retiring January 12th, 2026. Yeah, very, very shocking. Definitely did not see that one coming. Glenn says, I read where AAA is telling their talent to learn English and learn to wrestle American style. I mean, it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt to do that. It wouldn't hurt to do that. I'm just saying. Risa Sera did a YouTube video. How come you're not wearing her shirt for the announcement? The announcement already happened. Satomura started a trend. What? There were... What about Tanahashi? Tanahashi started that first. What you mean Meiko Satomura started a trend? Tanahashi started that. What you talking about? Glenn? What you talking about, Glenn? What you talking about, Glenn? Anyway, Risa Sera quoted this and did a little YouTube video announcing this. But Risa Sera says, this is her quote: I'm still in good health. As everyone has said, I think I can still do it. However, rather than facing the end in such a state, or rather being completely worn out and people saying, that's right, Sarah, it can't be helped, it's time to retire, I want to be in good health until the very end and be missed by many. I want people to really miss me when I retire. I think there is value in retiring in that level of health. So I want to stay healthy until the very end and do my best to be true to myself. Risa Sera. Those were her quotes. It's surprising. Also, I did not realize she was 33 years old. I knew she was 30, but I did not know she was trailing towards mid-30s. I did not know that. Misfit, what's up? Talked about WWE acquiring AAA, and now talking about the Risa Sera retirement announcement. January 12th, Risa Sera's retiring. It's really... I found it kind of weird, considering, I know she not too long ago went through a divorce, and I felt like she was going to go pretty hard on just focusing on wrestling and just keeping prominence strong. But yeah, now she's retiring. I thought John Cena... Well, actually, technically, yeah, Misfit, you're right. John Cena, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, good call. Gus says, she's only 33 and she started her career late. She was 21 when she debuted. 12 years in the business. Debuted in 2012. Yeah. Okay, she was divorced 2 years ago. In 2023. Okay, so I guess I don't know. Like, it's just kind of a surprise, but I mean, I mean, hey, if that's what she wants to do, I mean, nothing wrong with retiring in good health. I mean, I don't know what type of plan she has, but I mean, you know, she's done a little something something. She's done a little something something. I mean, she's had quite a career in Ice Ribbon. I mean, two-time Ice Cross Infinity champion, the Fantastic Ice Championship, the first ever, a five-time International Ribbon Tag Team Champion. Did a little something in Pro Wrestling Wave, three-time Wave Tag Team Champion. Pure J, Openweight Champion. Diana World Champion, the current World Champion. Won the inaugural Triangle Derby in Stardom and was an Artist of Stardom champion, of course, with Suzu and Kurumi. I mean, she's had a pretty solid career, a pretty solid career in Japan, and has competed a few times in the U.S. Through GCW, through Kitsune. I mean, she's done a little something in the U.S., but she's had a pretty dang on good career. Been a world champion in three different promotions. So I mean, hey, I can dig that. I can dig that. I mean, she was pretty dominant in Ice Ribbon. So hey. Mistress says, well, DDP started wrestling in his mid-30s, which is true. Glenn says she's accomplished a lot. Not every wrestler needs to be like Terry Funk. That is true. Mistress says, Io Shirai received her very first 5-star match rating. Yes, WrestleMania, the triple threat. If Io Sky isn't in the top 5 of the PWI 150 Women's list for this year, something is wrong. Fair point. But hey, that makes me appreciate my Japan trip because I got a chance to meet Risa Sera. So I'm very happy. I waited outside of Shinkawa First Ring in very cold rain to meet Risa Sera, and you know what? It was worth it. I also met Kurumi Hiragi as well as Kaho Kobayashi that same show. But yeah, it was definitely worth the wait outside in the cold rain to meet Risa Sera. She was really sweet. She was really awesome. But yeah. So add another one to the list. That's to retire. January 12th of 2026. She will retire. Now, what I do wonder is when she retires, is that the end of Prominence? Because let's remember, Prominence is hers. Prominence is hers. So I'm very curious to see what happens with Prominence when Risa Sera retires. I don't know if it's still gonna be carried forward. I mean, I know that Wrestle Universe, I believe, has a partnership that would stream shows that Prominence ran. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very curious to see what will happen with Prominence. Mr. says, all I'm going to say is imagine cheating Risa Sera. Oof. Yeah, especially deathmatch cheating Risa Sera. But But leaving Ice Ribbon and then starting Prominence, I mean, it's worked out well for them. Prominence started in 2021. And like I said, I know they don't have a lot of matches on their shows, but they make the matches that they have on their count. Because like I said, the Prominent show I went to only had, 4 matches? So, hey, I mean, maybe, and see, who knows? Maybe she could still run Prominence, maybe as the general manager or as the owner or CEO, whatever. She could probably still run shows and just be like the owner or the GM or whatnot for Prominence. So, you never know, but we got the rest of this year to enjoy and embrace Risa Sera. She's an excellent wrestler. Had quite a career, 33 years old, and still in good health, even with all the death matches she's done. So, hey, it's all good. I support her, and I'm happy for her, and hey, I got to meet her, so that's a big bonus. So, Misfit says, well, I mean, Sendai Girls isn't going anywhere once Meiko retires. Well, for now. Oh, I agree. I definitely agree. And she'll probably, still do management, maybe, logistics, behind the scenes stuff, I would imagine. Gus says, if Saori can have her shows, Risa can have her shows. Hey, I'm cool with it. I am cool with it. Most definitely. And yes, good call, Misfit. Rest in peace to the recently passing of former Chicago Bear and former United States champion Steve Mongo McMichael. May he rest in peace. Had a long, long fight with ALS, but definitely will be remembered, and was a 4 horseman. Was a 4 horseman as well. I remember playing with Steve McMichael back in the old Tecmo Bowl. He was one of the players you could play as, and he won a Super Bowl. So, but yeah, was WCW United States champion. So hey, was a champion on the football field and a champion in the pro wrestling ring. So, hey, got to be happy with that. Yep, Super Bowl champion. Yep, sure was. Dude was a beast of a player. Defensive tackle. Bro was an amazing football player, terrible wrestler, but banger theme song. I was okay with him. I mean, he wasn't the best, but I was okay with him as a wrestler. I mean, was a 4 horseman, and I was okay with him. I was okay with him. And I loved how he repped, Chicago Bears colors, and even the patch in his gear. So, I could at least appreciate, what he did. So, but yeah, good call out. Good call out. Okay, before getting to All-Star Grand Queendom, I gotta talk about it. That's right. The newest faction in Stardom has been formed, courtesy of the leader, the crazy girl that I just recently met while I was in Las Vegas. That crazy girl comes in the form of Suzu Suzuki. That's right. This is not a drill. Suzu Suzuki has started her own faction. The name of said faction happens to be tattooed on her left arm. Mi Vida Loca. That's right. She literally has that tattooed on her right arm. Not the one that she's flexing with, but the right arm. Mi Vida Loca, which translates to my crazy life. And it did not take long. It did not take long for some fresh members to join said faction. Misfit says, also shout out to Seth Rollins being in full gimmick in the NFL draft. Yes. Yes, indeed. No, Jason is not in it. I don't know if I could be in it. Shoot. I know I just met her, but I don't know if I could be in it. But it's funny because 3 members of this faction I've actually met, including Suzu Suzuki. And the other 3 members, you know what? Let me make it interesting. Let me make it interesting. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Let me make it interesting. The other 3 members are Izuki Aoki, who I got a chance to meet while I was in Japan. Got autograph and a one-shot. Met her during the Oz Academy show. Which I not only met her there, but I also got to hang out and chat with her at Bar Tantra, Sumire Natsu's bar in Shinjuku, where she was a guest bartender. And she remembered me for the show, and you know, we got to talk a little bit. She understands, you know, a little bit of English. But yeah, Izuki Aoki, she's loud, she's hilarious, and she's a lot of fun to be around. And hey, if you catch her at Bar Tantra, you know, order a drink, she'll fix it for you. She's got a bartending background. Another member of Mi Vida Loca. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Miss Rina Yamashita, who I got a chance to meet last year in Philadelphia, which I think is another great fit for this faction. But yeah, Rina Yamashita. I love it. And even though I haven't met her yet, which I'll at least show a picture of her, even though I haven't met her yet, maybe someday. The last member who joined after their match is the young rookie Akira Kuragane. And there you have it. Mi Vida Loca, Akira Kuragane, Izuki Aoki, Rina Yamashita, and the leader herself, the crazy girl, Suzu Suzuki. So, what are y'all's thoughts on this new faction? What are y'all's thoughts on this new faction? Misfit says, My Crazy Life, title of your comedy film. Oh. Hey, I'd be down. I think I could do some comedy. Glenn says, Suzu never quite fit in with Neo Genesis, but she lent the faction some unpredictability. I agree. Like, I don't hate the fact that she was in Neo Genesis, I just didn't think she fit the aura, the theme of Neo Genesis. You know, she did a little something something. You know, the whole original entrance I liked with what those 5 ladies did. And, you know, it kind of helped usher her into that faction, you know, from her friendship or former friendship with Seira. But I agree. I don't feel like she fit the overall theme of Neo Genesis. So, yeah. Mistress says, I've told Jason how chill Momo Watanabe was out of character, and he finally knows I wasn't wrong. She really is, like that. And, fun fact, her favorite video game, Monster Hunter. Momo Watanabe is a big Monster Hunter fan. She had to think about it for a second, but she came to the conclusion, Monster Hunter. She loves Monster Hunter. So, for those that don't know, she is quite a gamer. But yeah, Monster Hunter. And got to meet Momo not once, but twice during my time in Vegas. Two meet and greets with Momo. So, number one, this was at Spark. This was at Spark Joshi. I was wearing my Oedo Tai shirt, and she's like, wait, when are you going to get a hate shirt? You need to upgrade to a hate shirt. Those were her words. Those were her words. And then, wait, that's Konami. What am I doing? And then the second meet and greet was at WrestleCon. And I wore my Stardom multi-faction shirt. And then here's us looking upward at the camera. Daichi took our pictures. So, yeah. Finally got to meet her. Not once, but twice. So, that was really cool. Glenn says, I was shocked when I heard all the members of Neo Genesis were the same age, 23. Wait. Now, Azumi is still 22. Actually, Azumi is still 22. Yeah, she's still 22. I don't think she turns 23 until November, if I remember correctly. So, yeah. Yeah, Azumi's 22. I believe she's 22. Hold on. Yeah, Azumi's still 22. She turns 23 in October. Yeah. I thought it was November, but no, it's October. But yeah. But overall, I like the faction. I like the members. And like I said, I know it's kind of weird being that Rina Yamashita and Izuki Aoki aren't signed to Stardom. But you know what? Izuki Aoki, she's from Shawn Capture, and she's competed on a lot of different promotions throughout Japan. So Izuki Aoki is a familiar face. And same thing with Rina Yamashita. She's competed on a lot of different promotions in Japan. You know, also GCW and the US. So, you know, there's some good variety there. And, you know, Akira Kuragane loved it enough to step up and wanted to join. Suzu welcomed her in. And just like that, Akira Kuragane is part of her first faction. I love it. I love this faction. I think it's very fitting. And I'm happy that Suzu, you know, got a chance to get a nice taste of the U.S. And I felt like she definitely got her flowers while she was in the U.S. in Vegas. I mean, had 3 matches. And then, yeah, returns to Japan. And you know what? Starts a faction. I love it. I love it. Glenn says, I'm really looking forward to Natsupoi and Saori's 10th anniversary show, which will be on my birthday, by the way, so I might have to check that out. Gus says, Mi Vida Loca will be a tweener faction. I mean, perhaps. Was DDM a tweener faction? Here's the thing, Gus. I don't see face heel as really that humongous in Stardom. I mean, aside from like hate. I mean, heck, Thekla, when she made her entrance in the US, she was slapping hands with the fans, both shows. Which is not a heel move. So it's like, I don't really go so focused on heel face tweener in Stardom. Because you never know. You never know. Like, sure, you know, the Stars faction might not be known for cheating, but did we not just see Hazuki, who's part of Stars, rip off the mask of Starlight Kid? I'm just saying, like, there's certain details that stand out, and that's why, like, I don't go so hard on who's a babyface, who's a heel in Stardom. Specifically. Because, like, you know, because you could say the same thing about Saki Kashima. Is she really a heel, a face? I mean, she's a coward. I don't know too many coward faces. So it's like, that. Shuri, when she gets all crazy eyes, you know? Like, I just think there's so much that goes on across each of these factions that it's hard for me to lock a faction down to are they heel, are they face, because so much stuff happens. Now with Mi Vida Loca, I mean, heck, Suzuki, shoot, she was dapping and slapping hands with fans during, you know, both Stardom shows in Vegas. You know, like, I'm just glad to see that she got a great reception while she was in Vegas. You know what I mean? So, Venom Rot, thank you for the follow. But, you know, it just, I'm just happy that she got her flowers while she was in the US, in Vegas. Like, I'm happy about that. Glenn says, but Hazuki hates Starlight Kid, and that makes a difference in that instance. Doesn't matter. It's still a heel move. It doesn't change the fact that it's a heel move. How many faces do you know of that intentionally ripped off a mask, a luchador mask? That's not normal, bro. That's not normal for a face, and you know it. Come on now. That's a heel move. You know it's a heel move. There's no question. That's a heel move. Hate or not, that's a heel move. Thekla is a cool heel. Yeah, she was definitely vibing with some of the fans, and you know, cause you know you got hate fans out there for sure. You got hate fans out there. Gus says, speaking of Thekla, her artwork is going to be on display in New York City. Oh, that's cool. I also bought one of her shirts. She had merch. She actually had merch. In the US. I didn't get a chance to meet her because she didn't really come out to her merch stand, but she had merch. She did have merch. So I bought a Toxic Spider shirt. So, but yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, Mi Vida Loca. I love the faction. I think with the members, I think it's a better fit. I think it's a better fit for Suzu. And Suzu being the leader, I mean, I think that's awesome. And you know, I'm happy for her. And like I said, you know, two of the members I'm familiar with, in Rina Yamashita and Izuki Aoki, who I've met. So hey, two big thumbs up for Mi Vida Loca. I just find it very interesting that that's the name of the tattoo on Suzu's right arm. So I thought that was pretty interesting. It's like, oh, that's creative. Glenn says, I just plain don't like Thekla, but there are members of Hate I like. Understandable. Maybe Thekla stayed in kayfabe in Vegas. I mean, she was on camera when a lot of that stuff happened, but hey, you know. But yeah, she got quite the reception when she came out. And like I said, she slapped hands with fans, and I was one of them. So, hey, you know, I'm just happy she got the opportunity. Suzu got a great reception, so I was happy about that. And I was the first person in line to meet Suzu. So, hey, it was good. It was really good. And like I said, Suzu, and I'll just go ahead and get this out of the way. It didn't take long after she got back. And I won't go into a lot of detail because, like I said, that's her business. That's none of my business. But you got fans out there back to body shaming her. And it's ridiculous. And if anything, I hope she felt the love. I hope she felt the love while she was in Vegas. I really do. Shout out to everybody that attended all three shows, because she was also at the Joey Janela Spring Break where she had the match against Masha. But I really hope Suzu felt the love of the U.S. fans in Vegas. I really do. And I just hope this won't be the last time we see Suzu Suzuki in the U.S. It was already a big surprise that she made the trip, but I'm happy that she did when she did and that I got to meet her. I thought she was really cool, and I'll go ahead and say it. Suzu is beautiful just the way she is. And I can say that with confidence, being that I met her. Just saying. And that was definitely one of the highlights of my trip, is meeting Suzu Suzuki. And like I said, I hope she felt the love from the fans in Vegas. I really do. I really do. And Gus says, can I get an amen, Jason? Amen. Amen. I hope she definitely felt the love. All right. It's time for the main event, y'all. I've got all that out of the way. It's time to preview World Wonder Ring Stardom's All-Star Grand Queendom 2025. It's time. It's time, y'all. Glenn says, not every Joshi wrestler has to look like Tam Nakano. I don't think Suzu is a conventional beauty, but she looks like she can kick butt, which is really important. Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, people have their opinions, but just the way a lot of folks are going, like, attacking her is just ridiculous. But like I said, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I think she's beautiful the way she is. Just the way she is. So, I'll leave it at that. Okay. All-Star Grand Queendom is only a day away. Sunday, 4/27. taking place at the Yokohama Arena in Kanagawa, Japan. Oof. What was originally, 9 matches has now been bumped up to 11 matches. Whew. And I think there's still some tickets left. I think in, one or maybe 2 sections, last I heard. But, yeah. This is going to be big, y'all. This is going to be really big. Okay. Yokohama Arena, 11 matches. Let's jump on this. Let me get my graphics up. Now, it has been confirmed that there will be English commentary for the show brought to you by Walker Stewart and one half of the Stardom New Blood Tag Team Champions from Empress Nexus Venus, Waka Tsukiyama. So, Waka and Walker. Walker and Waka providing English commentary for All-Star Grand Queendom. And, for Japanese commentary, Ami Sore, God's chosen big girl, will be back on commentary for the Japanese team. So, looks like we got some solid commentary for both English and Japanese. So, love it. I mean, I hope Waka, will definitely speak more. I know she tends to. I feel like she gets nervous more so compared to like Momokogo. But I do hope Waka will, get more and more comfortable and she'll engage with Walker Stewart. And I think they'll do good. So, give them your support, y'all. Okay. Let's get started. I need to do one other thing. Hold up. I was missing one thing. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Scrolling. Venomarat. Yo, I was just scrolling through channels, saw Blitzball. Final Fantasy X reference. Yes. Blitzball. Favorite minigame. Favorite minigame ever. So, much appreciate the follow. And Final Fantasy X is in my top 5 favorite RPGs of all time. Glenn says, I'm eager to hear Waka's commentary. Like I said, she does alright. She just gets nervous easily. But then I heard you talk about wrestling and stayed. Oh yeah. Came at the right time. Okay. Let's take a look at this first match. Which I believe this will be a pre-show match. But check this out. We got a Stardom Rumble. Stardom Rumble. 16 ladies. And the winner will earn themselves a title shot of their choice. Ooh, this is big. Venom says, because that's my ish. After high school, I went to a local school in Texas and got to train with Paul London in his indie days. I actually got to meet Paul London, 1 year ago via WrestleCade. He is actually one half of one of my top 10 favorite tag teams of all time. You remember Paul London, Brian Kendrick? They're in my top 10. Misfit says, wait, Momo told you to upgrade to a hate shirt? Yeah, she did. It'd be funnier you buy one and then she turns on them or they kick her out. Yeah, for reals. For reals. But yes, she literally told me that. Okay, looking at this talent in this Stardom Rumble, let's start from the left. Lady C, Yuna Mizumori, Yuria Hime, Konami, Momokogo, Ruoka, Akira Kuragane, Fukiken Death, Tomoka Inaba, Azusa Inaba, Momo Watanabe, Waka Tsukiyama, ooh, the returning Kyoka Kotatsu, Hanako, Rion, Miyu Amasaki. But yeah, the winner of this match, of this Rumble, will earn themselves a title shot of their choice. Venom says, I wrestled into my 20s and used to live with Jordan Grace, Ricky Starks, ACH, and Michin at one point. Poi, until we were all broke. I blew my right knee out twice times and quit after surgery. It's fun to see so many roommates make it, though. Oh, dude, that sucks that happened with your knee. Ouch. Dang, that's a bummer. Gus says Stardom didn't sell any merch in Vegas. Yeah, they did. They did. They had a merch section. They sold merch during Spark and the other Stardom shows. Yeah, they had merch. And even at the meet and greet, they had merch. So yeah. Okay. So winner of this gets a title shot of their choice. I mean, I'm not too sure. I mean, I could see Momo Watanabe being a favorite, but she won a tournament where she won a title shot of her choice, and she went with the TBS championship. So, and that didn't go too well for her. So I don't know. Do you have her win another one of these? I don't know. I don't know. So Misfit says Momo should win this, then challenge Saya at the end of the show. That's the thing. She won a tournament before for something like this, and she, picked the wrong title to challenge for. So, do you have her win another one of these? I don't know. I believe they did have some hate shirts, Gus, if I remember correctly. Stardom needs to team up with Pro Wrestling Tees for the U.S. fans. Oh, that would be really good. That would actually be really good if they did that. Pro Wrestling Tees is legit. I mean, who do I think could win? I mean, maybe Konami could get another shot. I mean, a lot of these ladies, I can't see getting this opportunity, winning this Rumble. I mean, some could say, based on who's in this match, that Konami and Momo Watanabe would probably be the top favorites. Maybe Tomoka Inaba is a sleeper. But maybe even Hanako. Venom says, I got to tour Dustin Reynolds' school here in Austin. He's a huge Stardom fan and pushes for women crossovers a lot. Is he really? Oh, shoot. That's what's up. I'd be down. I'd totally be down. Glenn says, tough choice. I'm thinking Hanako if the TBS title is the challenge. Otherwise, I'm going with YUNA for no particular reason. Oh, so it's for any Stardom title. Any Stardom title of their choice. So Stardom specifically. So any Stardom title of their choice. But I'm thinking, honestly, Konami, Momo Watanabe, Tomoka Inaba, and Hanako are probably the four that I could see one of those four winning this Rumble. I think one of those four would probably be a fitting choice to win this Stardom Rumble. Venom is going with Konami. I want an underdog. You're going Konami? Mistress says, feel like they have a story with Momo this year. Yeah? So yeah, I'm thinking one of those four would probably have the best chance of winning this Rumble. And I assume this is a pre-show match as well. But yeah, I'm thinking Konami, Momo Watanabe, Hanako, or Tomoka Inaba, I think could one of those four. I think one of those four. Misfits going Momo Watanabe. Gus says maybe Rion wins it and goes for the future title. With the talent that's in there, I don't know about that, Gus. I don't know about that, Gus. I don't see any of those rookies winning this Rumble. I'm sorry. I don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, I wouldn't hate it. I just don't see it. And Venom, I agree with Venom. She'd need a hell of a push. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Okay. Let's go to our next match. And this is a very interesting matchup. Very interesting matchup. Mr. says someone is getting kicked out of a faction at this show. It happened the last 2 years. That is a good point. Gus says just throwing a curveball out there. That is quite a curveball indeed. Venom says Nakano. Ooh. Okay. Let's check out this next matchup. We got ourselves a singles match between Yumiko Hotta and Rina from Hate. This is quite a test for Rina. Rina, who has been on quite a run in Stardom the last 2 years for the most part. But she's going up against Yumiko Hotta, a longtime veteran. Could Rina pull off the upset? I don't know. That's tough. I'm not so sure. Maybe. Mistress says Lady C has a better chance than Rion. Oh, I would agree. I would agree with that. In the Rumble, yeah, I would agree with that. Oh, man. I mean, many may say the safe pick would be Yumiko Hotta. But honestly, I think it would be really cool if Rina got the upset. I think it would be really cool. Venom says nothing's on the line for that, right? Yeah, just a regular, normal match. I would say it's time for a Rina upset. Honestly, I would love that. I would actually love that. I mean, I'm a pull for it. I'm a definitely pull for it. But it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Mr. says Rina is only 18 and is already one of Stardom's top talents. Oh, and she's still moving up the ladder too, at a really good pace, especially lately. But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna pull for the Rina upset. I'm a pull for the Rina upset. Hopefully she can do it. Alrighty. Let's go to our next matchup. This ought to be a really interesting one as well. How about some trios action? Y'all ready for some trios action? Check it out. Alright. We got Cosmic Angels taking on Team Sendai Girls. Oh, snap. So representing Cosmic Angels, you got Saori Anou, Natsupoi, and Aya Sakura. Of course, Aya Sakura is the current Sendai Girls World Junior Champion. And they're taking on Team Sendai Girls made up of YUNA, Mika Iwata, and the legendary Meiko Satomura. Is part of her retirement road. One last time in Stardom. You know, this is a pretty, honestly, it's kind of an even matchup. I mean, both teams have a rookie and two greats on there. I mean, shoot. Honestly, this could go either way. Gus says Rina is going to win and get a good rub from Hotta. Here's hoping. Venom says, yeah, she's young and has potential. It's a good time to get a victory over an old school talent to help that push. Agree. Mr. says, her babyface turn, that crowd will erupt. If you don't vote Cosmic Angels here, you are just wrong. Meiko Satomura's final Stardom match. I leave all my money to Sakura in my will. And, you know, I've been very high on Aya Sakura. But you know what? It's not necessarily a win that Meiko Satomura and her team needs, to be honest with you. I could honestly see... I could see something like Aya Sakura submitting YUNA to get the victory for Cosmic Angels. I could see something like that happen. Now I'll say this. I could see YUNA taking the pin or submission, but if they were to replace YUNA with Manami, then this would be a much closer match. A much closer match. If you take out YUNA and put in Manami, this would have been a much closer match. But yeah, I'm going to say Cosmic Angels, and I think Aya Sakura either pins or submits YUNA. That's what I'm thinking. Because you don't necessarily need to have Mika Iwata or Meiko Satomura take the pin. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm thinking. Because you do want to keep Aya Sakura strong, being that she's, you know, Sendai Girls Junior World Champ. Yeah. That's honestly what I could see happen. Venom, you're funny. Don't do it. Just became a homie. Yeah. Realistically, I just think it makes the most sense with the pairing. With the pairing, I think it makes the most sense. Even though it's close. It's close, but I think with the pairing it makes the most sense. Misfit says, I feel like it will be a good night for Cosmic Angels until Tam Nakano retires. Gus says, I can see Sakura. Ooh! Gus says he could see Sakura taking the pin to set up a title match at the next Sendai Girls match. You know what? That's interesting. That is a possibility to set up a title match between YUNA and Aya Sakura. There is that. There is that. That's Gus. That's an interesting idea. Hey, look, I'd be one of those weird pillows of Sakura. I won't lie. Hey, no shame in that. Logan, welcome to the stream. Hello. I'm not surprised WWE acquired to Marigold or Noah or both. I can't see it. I honestly can't see it. Venom says, nah, this isn't AEW with long-term storytelling. Although, do keep in mind, there have been many scenarios where in multi-person matches, the champion does get pinned. I mean, it happened recently with Sayaka Kamatani and Azumi. So, I mean, that has a tendency to happen to set up title matches. I mean, Gus isn't wrong. He isn't wrong. It has happened plenty of times in Stardom where the champion gets pinned. I mean, heck, it happened to Hanan quite a lot while she was Future Stardom champion. So, it's a common thing in Stardom. I will say that. It is a common thing in Stardom. Because that tends to be a thing that sets up title matches in the future. Whether they're immediate or later. But yeah, I am going to go Cosmic Angels pulls out the win for this one. Alright, let's go ahead and, you know what, let's do, Venom says, Seira versus Suzuki, excited for that one, no DQ too. True. But let's go with one of our first championship matches. Let's get into one of our first championship matches. Which I thought I had the graphic for. Oh, here we do. Here we go. I do have the graphic for this one. Misfit says, well, I mean, I'm still waiting for Rina to get her high-speed title match against Seira, just saying. Yep, that's understandable. That is definitely understandable. John Lee says, do Stephanie and Io have history before Monday? I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Next match. All right. Here we go, folks. This is for the Future of Stardom Championship, where the champion, Hina, will defend against God's Eye stablemate, Ranna Yagami, who recently pinned Hina. Let's also keep that in mind. Who recently pinned Hina. Battle between stablemates here. I love it. But I gotta say, I think Hina retains. I mean, Ranna Yagami's been on the up and coming, especially with her recent opportunity of competing in last year's Catch the Wave tournament. But I think this will be a good match between these two ladies. But I think Hina retains. You know, it wasn't that long ago that she won this title. I think Hina should have this title for a little while. So I'm going Hina to retain. Misfit says, Michael Cole said no, that was their first match ever against each other. Gotcha. Venom says, Yagami was built for this match, which makes me think Hina retains. If anything, it pushes good story. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it should be a good match, though. I think it should definitely be a good match. But I'm going Hina to retain. Okay. Let's go with our next match. And this one, this one's about to get really interesting, and I'm going to use the special poster that they made for this one. Here we go. We got a battle between former friends and stablemates, former tag team partners, tag team champions, all of the above. Will duke it out in a no disqualification match. You have the Moonstar of Neo Genesis and current high-speed champion Mai Sera taking on the crazy girl who just started her new faction, Mi Vida Loca, Suzuki. That's right, no disqualification match. Oof. Something tells me all the pent-up emotions is going to just explode throughout this match. And these two are going to, like, let everything out. Letting everything out. But, being that this is no disqualification, and Mai is in the ring with a experienced deathmatch wrestler, I gotta give the advantage to Suzu in this one. I gotta give the advantage to Suzu. Glenn says, Ranna Yagami always has decent matches, but all too often she comes up short against top talent. Well, I mean, she is still a rookie. Misfit says, I think Azusa will be built up to dethrone Hina. Ooh, that'd be interesting. Venom says, I honestly don't know who to pick on this one. It's going to be brutal. And I think it definitely will be brutal. Gus says, Crazy Star explodes. Yep, I see that happening. Glenn says, I'm picking Suzu because of all her experience in these extreme sorts of matches. And that's what I'm saying. I think that gives Suzu the advantage, being that this is a no DQ match. Anything can go. Gus says, do we see color in this match? I think there's a good chance. And you know, the high speed, this is not a high speed title match, so at least Mai doesn't have to worry about that. But I just honestly, this is their opportunity to go all out for potentially maybe one last time before, you know, maybe story direction changes. I don't know. What do you? I'll throw this out here. What do y'all think are Mai Sera's chances at winning this match? Just give me a ballpark percentage. What do you think her chances are of I guess you could say upsetting and actually beating Suzu? Misfit says, Suzu lost to the Great Okan in a hardcore match, so deathmatch experience doesn't matter. No. That's not the same thing, though, Misfit. That's not the same thing. Like, you're basing it off of one match, though. That's not the same thing. I don't think that's the same thing. You got to remember, she came from prominence. Nah, don't base that off of one match. Especially in a New Japan collab show. Nah, I wouldn't base that off of one match. Especially when it was an intergender. Not to mention, I mean, let's keep it real. Mai Sera doesn't have any experience in this type of match. So, Suzu clearly has the advantage. You know what I mean? So, I can't say it's the same. Interesting point from Venom. Says, but an upset from Sera would be mind-blowing to one-up Suzuki in her realm. True. 45% from Venom, okay. 24% from Glenn. Great Okan's at New Japan Legend. I'm gonna go with the safe bet on Suzuki, But I would not be mad if Seira pulled this one off. I think it continues the story for sure. But I gotta go with the safe pick of Suzu winning this one. I gotta go with the safe pick. But definitely would not be upset. Dang, Venom. Dang, I got disqualified by Venom. We ain't homies no more. Dang. Well, give me a chance. Let me win it back. Misfit says Maika doesn't have deathmatch experience and almost beat Tora. But that's the thing. Like, we're talking about that's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. It's not necessarily, this is a death match, but like, how many times has Seira been in this sort of type of match? Like, it's not the same scenario. It's a whole different scenario. Like, you're talking about with somebody from Hate. We're talking about Seira Suzu. We're talking like one person. It's not the same. It's just not the same. It's not the same. I mean, who has ever seen Seira bleed before? Whereas in Suzu has bled so many times, it's like it's no contest. Elijah Blackburn, welcome to the stream. Could be a DQ for Sarah since there's could be a DQ for. Oh yeah, no DQ. No, it's all cool. It's all cool. No problem. Glenn is going with Suzu. Glenn is going with Suzu. Suzu beats May, then goes to stomp on Starlight Kid. Ooh. Venom says that match should be great because the possibility of Suzuki winning is there, out of her realm. But there, and as wrestling fan, or did you mean May? And as wrestling fans, that unpredictability is the fun of it. That is a good point. That is a very good point. May is gonna be her use her swords and knives to beat Suzu. Hey, I mean, she busted out a sword during that Barb Sasaki collab show. Yeah, that's a good point. She could bust that out. It wouldn't be illegal. Elijah's going with Suzu. Yeah, I'm going with Suzu as well. But like I said, I wouldn't be mad if May won. Okay. Now things are about to get really interesting, y'all. Things are about to get really, really interesting. Yeah, I knew what you meant, Venom. I knew what you meant. I know it's no DQ, but is there still a time limit? You know what? I don't know. I actually don't know. Maybe? I'd be shocked if it ended... Well, I don't know. That's a good question. I actually don't know. You know what? Maybe if, Hold up. Maybe if I, Does it? I don't think it says. Yeah, I don't know if it says time limit. Let's see, view the match card. Yeah, it doesn't specify time limit or not, so yeah. Most DQs don't have time limits, but I don't think I ever heard if there was or wasn't. I don't think so either. This just says, because if there is, I could see it going to a time limit draw to protect. There is that possibility, I guess. But we shall see. Now check out this next match, y'all, because this is about to get really interesting. Okay. Oh, Lord. So we got a special singles match between this year's Cinderella Tournament winner from Cosmic Angels, Sayaka Kurara, versus Thekla from Hate, the Toxic Spider, with a very special stipulation. If Thekla wins, she gets her match against President Taro Okada. If Sayaka Kurara wins, Thekla must join Cosmic Angels. Now, I gotta keep it real with y'all. I got a problem with this. Didn't Thekla just recently win a match to earn an opportunity to have any match she wanted? And now we're doing this all over again. And that's why I have an issue with lately. Stardom has not been honoring stipulation outcomes. I mean, think about it. Unagi Sayaka has once again wrestled, I think not only once but twice in a Stardom ring. You know, technically, Tam didn't leave Stardom when she got beat by Saya Kamitani. Like, some of these stipulations and their outcomes haven't been completely honored. And here we go again with this. Because remember, Thekla beat Mina to win an opportunity for any match she wanted. And she picked Okada. So, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense that here we go with this again. And now, an added stipulation, if she loses, she has to join Cosmic Angels. I really don't know what to think with this. I mean, it really does not make any sense for her to join Cosmic Angels. Like, I'm sorry, I gotta go with Thekla. She's gonna have that match with Okada. This might have just been a way that they delay it, but I mean, he just took a spear from Clark Connors. That match has got to happen at some point. That match has got to happen. So I gotta go with the Toxic Spider, Thekla, to win this one. Because it just would not make sense for her to join Cosmic Angels if she's not going to stay long term. If the rumors are true that she's going to be in the U.S., it just doesn't make sense for her to be part of Cosmic Angels. I can't see it. I can't see it. Misfit says, I think Azmi's beaten Starlight Kid. This is the most obvious Thekla win. Yeah. Venom says, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Thekla has to win. Push that match with Okada. I agree. Gus says, Thekla's getting written off television to attend her... Wait. Why would she need to get written off to attend her art exhibit? I don't know if I agree with that. But yeah, Thekla didn't get the match she wanted. So I think this is gonna seal the deal. Thekla wins and Okada beats Thekla. You watch. Oh, that would be so funny. But he might have to have help in order for that to happen. She can still win and go to her art exhibit. Facts. Venom says, I understand that it can build beef. It can build beef with Okada. Or create inner turmoil in Cosmic Angel's story. But it seems like it has to be Okada. For no sense, it makes the sense in the world. Misfit says, kind of sad the Stardom roster doesn't give a crap about Okada's well-being. They let Connors and Thekla beat him up. Yeah, nobody stepped in. Elijah said, I don't know. I think Kurara wins. Could be fun having her in Cosmic Angel since she's not the idol killer. The thing is, it doesn't make sense if she's not going to be there long term. It doesn't make sense. If the rumors are true and she's leaving to potentially be in the U.S., it doesn't make sense for them to do that. Like, it just doesn't make sense for Kurara to win. It really doesn't make sense for Kurara to win. Thekla is my pick. It's the only way to let her lead. Yeah, I'm going Thekla. That just, because Kurara winning just doesn't make sense to me. Let's see. What did I have listed next? Okay. Let's go with this next matchup. Special poster for this one. A big opportunity for Empress Nexus Venus's Maika, as she will challenge current Sendai Girls World Champion Chihiro Hashimoto for the championship. Which I got a chance to meet both of these ladies. But yeah, this is huge. The Red Empress versus Big Hosh. This could potentially be up there as match of the show. This has the capability. Maika and Big Hosh. Oh man. Well, I mean, it's not necessarily out of the ordinary. I mean, after all, Aya Sakura, Stardom wrestler, has a Sendai Girls title. You know? Misfits going with Maika. And it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago that Big Hosh dethroned Meiko Satomura for this title. Venom's going with Chihiro. That's two even set women. It's gonna be good, but Chihiro for the win. Oof. Yeah, Misfit, that is right. Yeah, Maika, leader of EXV. Yes, that is correct. I like both ladies. I've met both ladies. Met Maika twice. Big Hosh once. I'm sorry. I gotta go with Big Hosh. I gotta go for Big Hosh. I just can't see two Stardom wrestlers at the same time holding Sendai's gold. I just can't see it. I can't see it. Two Stardom wrestlers holding both singles titles of Sendai Girls? I can't see it. At the same time, I can't see it. I can't see it. I gotta go Chihiro Hashimoto. Venom says, I voted for a lot of title changes and upsets. I think this is a good even kill champ retains match. Yeah, I think Big Hosh retains. Yeah. Because that would just look really weird. That would look really weird otherwise. So, sorry, Maika, but I gotta go Big Hosh for the win. Equa Dragon, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Welcome. But yeah, I gotta go Big Hosh. Big Hosh for the win. But I think it has great potential to be match of the night. I think it has great potential. Okay. Next up is a championship match that I am extremely excited about. Extremely excited about. Oh, Echo Dragon says, it's for the match for the Sendai Girls title match. I love my Empress, but I'm going for Hosh. Yeah, I agree as well. I definitely agree as well. Now, are y'all ready for another heavy hitter? Check this one out. Tag team wrestling at its finest. Oh, snap. We have the Goddesses of Stardom Tag Team Championships on the line and a battle within the Stars faction. Two of the top tag teams battling it out as the champions Wing Gori of Hina and Sayaka taking on a team that has the opportunity to become 4-time Stardom Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Champs. One of my favorite Joshi tag teams, Fukuoka Double Crazy, Hazuki, and Koguma. Oh, man. This is big. I don't think a team has ever won these tag titles 4 times together. I don't think that's ever happened before. So, Fukuoka Double Crazy has a chance to make history. 4-time Goddess champs? Or could this be the turning point for Fukuoka Double Crazy, and could Hazuki turn on her best friend since returning to Stardom and longtime tag team partner since returning to Stardom? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. So while I was in Vegas, and you know what, Echo Dragon, you make a good point. Suzuki did team up with Hazuki in winning fashion in Vegas. So, if Hazuki turns, she could join Mi Vida Loca. And that would be a ginormous boost for Suzuki's newly formed faction. Oof. Oof. And it's interesting because they teased a potential turn where Fukuoka Double Crazy and Stars were losing matches, and Hazuki just went mute for a while. She was depressed, and then just all of a sudden, Koguma shook her out of her funk, and things were cool again. They went on and became Oz Academy Tag Team Champions for a little while. I was there at the event when they won those tag titles, although they did recently lose them. So, and of course, Wing Gori has been on a legendary run. Wing Gori, former Stardom New Blood Tag Team Champions, then later on upgraded and became Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Champions, won those belts at Dream Queendom. I don't know, y'all. So many things can happen with this. Let me get caught up in the chat. So Echo Dragon says match of the night, similar to Shuri versus Big Hosh, which was another banger. Misfit says Hazuki heel turn finally. This could be that turning point. This could be that turning point. The Stars' powers explode. Definitely another banger incoming. Agreed. So Misfit's going with Wing Gori to retain. Venom's going with Wing Gori. Yeah, Echo Dragon's going Wing Gori. Okay, so wing gori across the board. Okay. Glenn says there's a possibility of Koguma turning on... Nah, that wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't make sense for Koguma to turn heel. Nah, that wouldn't make sense. That's not like her character. I can't see that. The little bear turning heel? Nah. No way. No way. The little bear turning heel? Nah. Well, the way I sum it up, Wingori retains, Fukuoka Double Crazy splits, Hazuki turns on Koguma, or Fukuoka Double Crazy makes history and becomes 4-time Goddess of Stardom tag champs. I'm going to have to agree with y'all. I'm going to have to agree. Wingori retains, gets one of their biggest victories over Fukuoka Double Crazy. And yeah, this may definitely be where Hazuki turns on Koguma. And on a stage like All-Star Grand Queendom, I mean, it happens. Misfit says, I mean, to be fair, people said Saya as a heel wouldn't work, and she's super over right now. There's a certain way that she got to that heel turn, though. For Koguma to do that, like, what really has happened that would build to that? You know what I mean? That's why I feel like it wouldn't make sense for Koguma to turn. Hazuki, yeah. But I think it makes more sense. Venom says, I think the heel turn makes more of an impact than the record title holders. Yeah, that's true. I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. Equa Dragon says, agree with Misfit. Can't see Ida as a heel. Plus, we already got Saya who's heel. Yeah, true. I feel like we're getting one face turn and one heel turn. That's a possibility as well. That's a possibility as well. All right. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is my match. My match that I'm super duper hyped for, and I believe y'all already know the reason why. Let's do this one. Here we go. These two best in the world meet one more time. Once again, a rematch for the IWGP Women's Championship. The icon of Stardom, the champion, who has had quite a very long reign and a decent handful of defenses. The icon of Stardom, the champion, Mayu Iwatani, defends against a very familiar face, and I think in a rivalry that is very underrated and doesn't get talked about enough. Shuri, the leader of God's Eye. Whoo, man. I'm going to tell y'all right now, this has the opportunity to become a Match of the Year candidate. Already, hands down on paper. This has potential to become a Match of the Year candidate. Honestly, I hope both of these ladies at least go 20 plus minutes. I really do. I hope they go at least 20 plus minutes. And I think, technically, record-wise, I think they might be tied. I think they might be tied. but I'm not completely sure. But I think it's time. I think it's time, and I even hyped her up when I met her twice in Vegas. It's time. It's time for IWGP Women's Champion Shuri to become a reality. It's time. It's time. It's time. Let's see. Hazuki tore Starlight Kid's mask off. The heel turn tease started there. Shuri has to win. It's time for Mayu to drop the strap. Yeah? Echo Dragon says, this Grand Queendom is going to be on par with the first one in 2023. Last year felt flat. Venom says, Shuri all day, every day. We need a title change, but that's going to be good either way. Agreed. Echo Dragon says, we need Shuri to win. Mayu's reign was okay, but not memorable. Some of her reigns were good in classics. Definitely need the Queen of God's Eye to win. And I think because there were some droughts between some of the defenses, I think kind of damages it a little bit. But she had some great defenses. But I think the drought between some of those defenses may have, damaged it a little bit. So I can see what you mean. It says, well, it was a Match of the Year candidate last year. Yes, it was. Glenn says, I'm picking Shuri, and I think Saki Kashima plays a part in the... Wait, why would she play a part in the match, Glenn? Why? She doesn't need to play a part in the match. What? Why would she need to play a part in the match? It's Shuri and Mayu Iwatani. They don't need Saki Kashima. Get out of here with that. Echo Dragon says, when you put these two, they will give a hell of a banger and definitely a Match of the Year candidate. Agree. Mayu held that title long enough. 2 years now. It's time to drop it to the woman of all abilities. I agree. Venom says, I gotta go. My kiddo woke up. Pleasure talking to you. I'm following, so I hope to catch more wrestling chat in the future. And to think I just wanted to make a Final Fantasy comment. Hey, more than welcome to make those comments, wrestling comments. Glad to have you. Come on back anytime. Come on back, and there will be more in the future, so you can count on that. Misfit says, if Mayu loses, I feel like we know what her future with Stardom is. And I think that's definitely a clue, Misfit. Glad you mentioned that. Echo Dragon says, having Kashima part of it makes no sense. I 1,000,000% agree. Yeah, let these two legendary ladies battle it out. Let these two gladiators, these two warriors, two of the best in the world. Now, let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all a question. When was the last time Mayu Iwatani submitted or tapped out? How would y'all feel about Shuri winning in impressive fashion? Which, by the way, Saori will be watching live in attendance for this match. How would y'all feel about the idea of Shuri submitting Mayu Iwatani to win this match? How would y'all feel about that? Misfit says, Stardom contracts are up this month, by the way. Oh, is it this month? Oh, shoot, you're right. I think you're right. Oh, snap. Echo Dragon says, who thinks Mayu will leave Stardom to Marigold if she drops the title? I think either that happens or she retires, but I'm thinking more likely Marigold. Dragon says, I want to see it. Mayu taps out. I honestly, because when was the last time that's happened, or if that's ever happened? I don't think Mayu has ever submitted or tapped out. If so, I don't remember. I don't think it's ever happened. don't think it's ever happened, y'all. Yeah, I don't think it's ever happened. I don't think she's ever lost by, like, passing out and referee stoppage. I mean, referee stoppage has happened before, because if y'all remember her injury, her knee injury, it was knee or ankle, one of the two, in the Toni Storm match. Echo Dragon says, I never saw Mayu tap out in her career. Maybe in her rookie years, I guess. I guess that's the only possibility that I could think of. Maybe it happened during that time. Because after all, Mayu went on that long streak of losses before she finally won her first match. So that would probably be the window that it may have happened, Dragon. That's a good point. That is a good point. I thought the Stardom contracts expire in the end of March. I thought I mean, was it March? I thought it was April. Maybe it was March. I thought it was April, but maybe it was March. But yes, I am in agreement with everybody. Shuri dethrones Mayu Iwatani. I think we could possibly see her tap out Mayu and becomes the new IWGP Women's Champion. And not only that, that means more opportunities for Shuri to come to the U.S., for those strong NJPW strong events. And I could see Shuri having an awesome run with that title. Misfit says Mayu has submitted before. Do you remember against who or how long ago it was, Misfit? Or just... Okay, it has happened before. We at least know it has happened before. By chance, do you know how long ago or who was the last person to do it? Because I'd be very curious. I'd be very curious to know. Let's see. And on that note, let's go to our next match. And I'm surprised they didn't do a special poster for this one, or either that or I haven't come across it. I would have thought they would have done a special poster for this one. Let me see if I can find it, because I want to showcase this one. I really do. They didn't do a special poster for this next one? What? No way. Oh, yes they did. Hold up. I knew I wasn't crazy. Give it to me. Here we go. Next matchup, y'all. We got yet another in-faction showdown. This time for the Wonder of Stardom Championship. As the champion, the Sky Tiger, the leader of Neo Genesis, Starlight Kid, will defend against stablemate Azumi. And not only is the white belt on the line, but also for leadership of Neo Genesis. So do keep that in mind. Two things are on the line: the title and the leadership of Neo Genesis. Ryan says, are you watching Tamu last night, tomorrow night? I probably won't be up late to check that out, so I'm gonna have to catch the archive the next day, Ryan. Glenn is going Starlight Kid. Here's the thing. Of course, these two, long time history. I mean, after all, this was how This is how Starlight Kid became Future of Stardom champion, the inaugural Future of Stardom champion, if I remember correctly. Her beating Azumi. Glenn says, I don't really see Azumi as a leader. Ryan says, Azumi said Kiddo hasn't beat her in 5 years. Yeah. Here's the thing. Of course, this faction started with Starlight Kid as the leader. These two have been around pretty much since the beginning when it comes to Stardom. These two have a long history. Long history. I mean, their high-speed showdowns have been fun. Incredible. And they always find a way to face each other in singles matches more times than probably we would have imagined. The Sky Tiger and the High Speed Bomb Girl. Oh, man. And see, they teamed up and faced each other in Vegas. They teamed up and faced each other on opposite teams. So, Starlight Kid's going into this match with an injury. Everyone and their mother said Azumi should have taken over Queen's Quest after Utami left. Well, Azumi was the leader by default for a few months during the run of Queen's Quest after Momo turned on them. Still, I don't see her as a leader either. So, don't get me wrong. Azumi is definitely well more than worthy of holding the white belt. Definitely. Let me ask y'all something. How would y'all feel about Azumi kind of sort of skipping over the white belt and going hard for the red belt? How would y'all feel about that? But I'm going to have to say, personally, I could see this going either way, but I honestly think Starlight Kid retains. I think Starlight Kid retains. But this could really go either way. And honestly, I would not be mad at either outcome. I wouldn't be mad at either outcome. Because Azumi is more than worthy for that white belt. Hands down. Very worthy for that white belt. Echo Dragon says, I'm still pulling for Azumi. White belt bomb girl. Not a bad choice. Not a bad choice at all. But I hope they get tons of time. 20, 25 plus minutes. Let these two ladies cook. Let these two ladies cook how I know they can cook. And see, that's the thing, Echo Dragon. I agree with you. He says, I am waiting for the day to arrive when Azumi becomes Red Belt Champion. She is indeed the future ace of this company. And I can definitely see her as Red Belt Champion. Definitely. And I agree with you, Blitz. Don't care who wins. They will pull another banger. I love both of them. And I got a chance to meet them meet the both of them twice. So actually, technically, 3 times total for Starlight Kid, twice for Azumi. Alright, y'all. It's time to get as serious can be. The main event of All-Star Grand Queendom in the Yokohama Arena comes down to a match that has been talked about for months and months and months, and this could be the final epic conclusion. This is not only for the World of Stardom Championship, the red belt. This is a career versus career match. Echo Dragon says, very lucky, I want to meet them again. Oh yeah, they were awesome. Glenn says, gotta go. As a final note, did you see the Marigold Marvelous event? Yes, and kudos to Marigold and Marvelous. They put on quite a banger of an elimination match, but 1 point for Marvelous, which I got a chance to meet them while they were in Vegas. Said all I got to say about Tam and Saya. I feel you. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're just a day away from the epic potential final conclusion. Saya Kamatani, World of Stardom Champion, representing Hate, defending against the leader of Cosmic Angels, Tam Nakano. The loser must retire on the spot. Me, many other YouTubers, vloggers, wrestling fans, all of the above, have talked a lot about this match. Many, many times leading up to this. Misfit says, I'm only okay with Azumi skipping for the red belt if she wins it on her first try, not her 6. That's fair. Okay, y'all. So much craziness has been going on leading up to this. And the thing that stands out to me is I have a big feeling that Sayaka Kurara's wish is going to come into play to determine the final outcome of this. Whether it's during the match, after the match, whatever. But I have a feeling Sayaka Kurara's wish that she earned by winning the Cinderella tournament is going to come into play. Whether it's in favor of Tam or a plot twist, it's in favor of Saya. Misfit says, Tam fans better have their tissues ready. Echo Dragon says, man, this is really tough. And I know that our friend Jacob is in Japan. Yep, he sure is. Him, Kevin's in Japan as well. Now for the show, but I'm seeing Tam losing. Saya retains. Jacob will be crying. Sorry, bro. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Brian says, I thought Kurara wishes for Okada. Nah, that wasn't an official wish. Nah, that wasn't her wish. That was her challenge. Cause you gotta remember, Ryan, Thekla already won the match to earn the match of her choice which was against Okada. But Okada's been resistant. But nah, she hadn't used that wish. She hasn't used that wish. Misfit says, I still think Sayaka is turning on Tam. And honestly, to be honest, and the weird thing about it, the really weird thing about it, is look at all that's led up to this. Especially when it comes to Saya Kamitani's path. I mean, you look at last year. The whole falling out of Queen's Quest. Her getting harassed by fans at meet and greets. Her joining hate, turning on Maika and all that sort of jazz. Her winning the Catch the Wave tournament. Her winning the Regina de Wave Championship. Her winning the red belt from Tam at Dream Queendom. Her winning the loser leaves Stardom match, which Tam didn't really leave Stardom. Like, Saya has had Tam's number more so than Tam has had Saya's number. Not to mention, who did Saya originally dethrone to win the white belt? Tam. Didn't do it on the first try. Took 2 tries, but still. Saya Kamitani has had Tam's number in many different scenarios. Equa Dragon says, the people at Yokohama are going to remember this match. Action and drama and maybe a shocking twist by Kurara. Misfit says, what if Thekla joins Cosmic Angels and it's all a setup on Tam for later in the night? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Because at the same time, that would be another not really so much honoring the stipulation, but I mean that's interesting. I don't think it goes that far, but that's an interesting thought. That's an interesting thought. But to be honest, I am leaning strongly towards Kurara. I'm really leaning towards Tam or Saya winning and Kurara using her wish to nullify Tam being forced to retire. I just have a feeling that wish is going to come into play. That's all I can say. That's all I can really say, y'all. I just have a feeling that wish is going to come into play. But like I said, I don't think Thekla's losing to Kurara, though. I just don't see her losing to Kurara. It just I don't see it at all. But yeah, that's what I honestly think. I think Saya beats Tam and Kurara uses her wish to nullify and alter the final outcome. some way, somehow, with that wish. It might not be to those specifics, but I really think Kurara's wish is going to come into play. I think it's going to come into play. Ugh. But you know what? I'm excited. This is a big event, y'all. This is... I'm very curious to see what the final attendance number will be for the show. I'm very curious to see what the final attendance number will be. Oh, Echo Dragon, you're going to a convention tomorrow. Oh, snap. Well, you rest up, get you some rest, enjoy the convention, and thanks for stopping by. We'll be in touch. Ryan says, no way Tam is retiring. So you see Saya retiring? Or do you see, like, nobody retiring and just the wish nullifies everything? Because unless there is something legit, seriously, maybe health-wise or something like that going on with Saya Kamitani, it makes no sense for her to retire. It makes no sense for her to retire. Unless something like some serious health issue or I don't know. I just can't see Saya Kamitani retiring. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me for Saya to retire. Ryan says that's their only way out is Kurara turns and uses it for Saya. But that's the thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be that. It could be that she uses the wish to nullify it. She could use the wish to nullify it, Ryan. It doesn't necessarily have to be that it's reversed. And, Saya has to do that. It could be that it just gets nullified. Like, Saya retains the title or whatnot. Or even if Tam wins and Ryan, seeing Kurara use the wish to keep Saya from retiring. But it doesn't make sense for Saya Kamitani to be the one forced to retire. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like I said, unless there was some sort of serious altering health issue or life change, like, it doesn't make sense for Saya to retire. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Not to mention, Tam is, number one, she's much older than Saya. I mean, Saya's not even in her 30s yet. Like, nah. And like I said, there's that chance Tam could win. And like I said, Kurara could use the wish to reverse Saya being forced to retire. And it could be just to save her. But Saya's... Nah, I don't see Saya retiring. I don't see Saya retiring. Misfit says, Stardom ain't booking Saya as if she was retiring. They're booking Tam as if she's retiring. And I mean, there have been comments from both. But it just really makes no sense for Saya Kamitani to be forced to retire. It just wouldn't look right. It wouldn't look right at all. But there's a lot of hype behind this event, y'all. A lot of hype. And you know what? I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. Plus there have been rumors about Tam retiring for like a year. That is true. Logan James says, I want Tam Nakano showing up in Marigold. But see, that's the thing. If she loses and has to retire, would that really make sense for her to do that? You know? It's not loser leaves Stardom anymore. It's loser must retire. It wouldn't make sense for her to lose this, happen to retire, and then just all of a sudden she shows up on Marigold. But then again, there has been the recent with Stardom not honoring stipulations. There has been that. And actually, Misfit just pointed it out. They brought back Unagi to team with Mina and Tam after she was banned from Stardom, and that's a good point. They haven't honored all of their recent stipulations, so there still is that. It's interesting. It's very interesting. But yeah, like, I'm definitely excited. This is going to be quite a big event. Quite a big event. Oh, Ryan says Mayu and Tam going to Marigold. I just, Mayu, yes. Tam, I just don't see it. If she's supposed to be retiring, Ryan, that doesn't make sense. For her to just up and show up in Marigold after losing a loser must retire match? That doesn't make any sense. Misfit says they wouldn't have done that if she wasn't retiring. Yeah, that's a fair point as well. That's a fair point as well. And I don't even have anything against Tam. I got a chance to meet her last year. But it's like, you know, somebody, either somebody's retiring or Kurara's gonna use that wish to negate it. Misfit says, I seriously think the winner of the Rumble will play a role in the main event. Well, there is that as far as, you know, the winner, you know, gaining the rights to challenge for any Stardom title of her choice. So, I mean, I think when it comes down to it, something crazy's going to happen. I think something crazy is going to happen in this main event, whether it's during the match, after the match, both. Something crazy is going to happen in regards to Tam and Saya Kamitani. I think it's coming. I think it's coming. Misfit says, my thing is not everything in Stardom has to revolve around Tam. Yeah. And besides, they got other folks that they got to build up as well. But anyway, that's my preview. That's my preview. And like I said, a lot of hype. And like I said, I'm probably not going to catch this until later Sunday. Not early in the morning because I got church and everything. But I'm definitely gonna catch this Sunday evening, so I'm gonna have to avoid spoilers as much as I can. You know, I may have to change my notifications, but I'm looking forward to watching this event in its entirety. I've already ordered it. I've already ordered the pay-per-view, so I'm excited. I am excited. But yeah. Misfit says, if Momo wins, she's going after the red belt, because even when she won that tournament, she said, there's a title I still want. Well, hopefully it works out for her, because it would be pretty pathetic if she won this Rumble and it didn't lead to it her winning the belt. Ryan says, you're not watching it live? 2 in the morning? And that could go on to as long as, like, what, 4 or 5 in the morning? Nah, I got church in the morning. Come on now. Nah, that's more important. No offense, but that's more important. That's why I'm gonna watch it later. Shoot, I would if I was in Japan, but nah, them time changes, no. I'll only do that if it's at a certain time, but nah, it's supposed to be like 2 or 3 in the morning. No, I ain't, no, I ain't doing that. Nah. Only thing I'll end up doing is just avoiding Twitter for like a number of hours until I see the whole event. But yeah. But yeah, it's exciting. Should be good. A lot of matches. Like I said, y'all, we got 11 matches on this card. We got 11 matches on this card. And TNA Rebellion is also Sunday, but sorry TNA, you're gonna have to take a back seat. You're gonna have to take a back seat. Brian says, what do you think happens first? Tam retires or Shador gets drafted? That's not a fair comparison. One of those can happen a day before the others. That's not really a fair comparison. Like, Tam competes on Sunday. The rest of the draft is Saturday. But, I mean, I don't know. At this point, it looks like Shador's probably not going to get drafted. But some are saying that he'll get drafted in the 4th round. But I'm not so sure. Wasn't Elimination Chamber for you guys last year at 2 in the morning as well? When they were in Austria? Yeah. And I didn't watch it live. I didn't watch that live. Shoot. And yeah, Misfit's right. 5 a.m. was Chamber and Perf, and I definitely didn't watch that live. Yeah, I y'all are better than me with that, because I can't do it. I can't do it. Nah. I can't do it. Shoot, I ain't young like y'all. I can't do it. Yeah, Australia. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, Australia. But anyway, it's been real, but it's late, y'all. But whew, I'm so ready. I'm so ready for the show. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to review it when the time comes. I can't wait to watch it and review it. I'll probably have to go live for the review as well. But and I agree with Misfit. Love me some WWE international shows, but nah, 5 a.m. is too much. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm definitely with you on that. Shoot. But yeah. Get hyped, y'all. It's gonna be good. Can't wait to see what kind of reactions. You know, I have to hit it. I have to hit up Jacob and Kevin once I get caught up and watch the show and just get their reactions. But yeah, y'all, this is gonna be fun. I think this is gonna be fun. I think this is gonna be good. I think it's gonna be awesome. These Japan shows start in the afternoon for me being in the Philippines. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, you've been in the Philippines. Yeah, yeah, that's understandable. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming through. This was my second live stream of the evening. Whew, so I know I'm definitely going to pass out after this. But thank y'all so much for coming through. Oh, is it Walker Stewart's birthday? Oh, shoot. Well, happy birthday to Walker Stewart. And May Sarah, I believe, had a birthday not too long ago. I think May Sarah as well. So, yeah, happy birthday. And yeah, get hyped. Like I said, shout out to Walker Stewart, Waka Tsukiyama, who will be on English commentary. Shout out to Ami Sore, who will be on special Japanese commentary. So, yeah, should be good. Ryan says Walker Stewart turned 23. Oh yeah, he's a youngin. Yeah, he is a youngin. And then, of course, and you know, with this being the last big show, we'll probably announce more shows, maybe talk more about the conversion in June. And who knows, maybe we'll get some dates on when the 5-Star Grand Prix kicks off. Because, you know, that's going to be the next big tournament. But yeah, a lot to look forward to. John Lee says, whenever WWE do the international PLEs, they last till 5 in the morning for me. Oh, really? Yeah. I gotcha. And who knows? You never know, y'all. TJPW recently announced 3 shows in Texas. 2 in Houston, 1 in Dallas for, I think it was what? June or July? I think it was July. Who knows? Maybe Stardom might get fancy. Be like, you know what? We're coming back to America later this year. I mean, you never know. You never know. We'll see. But anyway, for those that catch this later, don't forget to like, follow, comment, subscribe, all of the above. And definitely get y'all's predictions in as well. Let me know your predictions for All-Star Grand Queendom. And also let me know what your thoughts are on WWE acquiring Lucha Libre AAA. How do you feel about Risa Sera's retirement announcement? And how do you feel about Suzu Suzuki's newest faction, Mi Vida Loca, which features her as the leader and has members Akira Kuragane, Izuki Aoki, and Rina Yamashita. Let me know y'all's thoughts there. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I hope y'all enjoyed this live stream. For this Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend. Happy wrestling. I will see y'all in the next video and our live stream. Peace. Rest up.